2026 is shaping up to be an exciting year for gaming, with action RPGs taking center stage. Developers are pushing boundaries with brand new ideas, while iconic franchises make a strong return with refined mechanics and bigger ambitions. From fast-paced combat to expansive worlds and deep character customization, there's plenty for every type of player to look forward to. We've selected 10 of the most exciting action RPGs set to release in 2026. Each brings something unique to the table, but all aim to raise the bar and redefine what the genre can be. The first Code Vein earned its cult status by combining stylish anime visuals with challenging Soulslike gameplay. Code Vein 2 is shaping up to be more polished, darker in tone, and far more ambitious overall. The companion system has been significantly expanded, allowing allies to play a more tactical role in combat, while character builds offer greater depth and flexibility than before. Early footage also suggests a stronger focus on player-driven storytelling, with choices that may impact both the narrative and the world around you. Combat appears faster and more refined, with new abilities and enemy designs pushing encounters to feel more dynamic and intense. If the developers deliver on these ideas, Code Vein 2 has the potential to stand out as one of the most compelling story-focused action RPGs coming in 2026. Team Ninja returns to its signature brand of fast, punishing action RPG combat, but Nioh 3 represents a major evolution for the series. For the first time, the franchise moves away from a mission-based structure and embraces a fully open world design. Early gameplay showcases large interconnected environments, towering yokai bosses, and a more robust magic system that adds new layers to combat and character progression. The game builds on ideas introduced in Stranger of Paradise and Wo Long, while also taking clear inspiration from the tighter, more deliberate world design seen in Elden Ring's expansions. Combat remains aggressive and technical, but exploration now plays a much larger role, encouraging players to approach encounters in multiple ways. If these systems come together as intended, Nioh 3 could easily become Team Ninja's most ambitious and transformative project yet. Set in a haunting, post-apocalyptic version of London, Tides of Annihilation blends dark fantasy with high-impact action RPG combat. The game emphasizes fast, airborne encounters, allowing players to juggle enemies, chain stylish combos, and unleash devastating abilities against myth-inspired creatures. Visually, it stands out with cinematic presentation, dramatic lighting, and massive boss fights that dominate the screen. Combat appears aggressive and fluid, favoring spectacle and momentum over defensive play. While full details about exploration are still emerging, early footage hints at large, carefully crafted environments that support both intense battles and narrative-driven moments. Whether it leans toward an open-world structure or a more guided experience, Tides of Annihilation is shaping up to be one of the most visually striking and exciting action RPGs arriving in 2026. Atomic Heart 2 doubles down on the surreal Soviet sci-fi identity that made the original so memorable, bringing back its bizarre enemies, twisted humor, and unsettling atmosphere. This time, the sequel appears far more focused, with improved pacing and gameplay systems designed to feel tighter and more intentional. Experimental weapons, strange gadgets, and unpredictable combat scenarios once again take center stage. Early impressions suggest a clearer sense of direction, with environments that feel less chaotic and more purposefully designed. Combat looks smoother and more refined, encouraging creative use of abilities while maintaining the series' signature weirdness. For players who enjoyed the original game's offbeat tone but wanted more structure, Atomic Heart 2 is shaping up to be a smarter, more confident evolution of the formula. Fatekeeper draws heavy inspiration from Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, bringing back a first-person, physics-driven approach to action RPG combat. Instead of relying on speed or flashy combos, the game emphasizes smart use of the environment, encouraging players to manipulate enemies through positioning, traps, and reactive abilities. Kicking foes off cliffs, freezing them mid-attack, or setting up devastating chain reactions are core parts of the experience. Combat is built around creativity and tactical decision-making, rewarding players who think ahead rather than rush in blindly. The world design supports this philosophy, offering interactive spaces that turn every encounter into a dynamic puzzle. While it feels like a nostalgic throwback to a forgotten style of RPG design, Fatekeeper updates the formula with modern visuals, smoother controls, and a strong focus on immersion and player freedom. Soulframe is Digital Extreme's fantasy-driven evolution of the ideas that made Warframe so successful. Instead of sci-fi weapons and hyper-fast movement, the game shifts toward a more grounded fantasy setting built around bows, melee combat, and deliberate pacing. While it shares the same cooperative DNA, Soulframe trades techno-ninja speed for a heavier, more methodical combat system that emphasizes timing and positioning. The developers are also rethinking traditional MMO design by removing intrusive menus and encouraging organic exploration in a large, seamless world. Storytelling appears more immersive and closely tied to the environment, creating a stronger sense of presence than its sci-fi counterpart. Based on impressions from early alpha builds and Digital Extreme's proven post-launch support, Soulframe is shaping up to be one of the most promising free-to-play MMORPGs in development and a potential standout within its genre. Phantom Blade Zero stands out as one of the most intense and stylish action RPGs on this list. While often labeled a Soulslike, its fast-paced, precision-driven combat feels closer to a Sekiro-style experience, emphasizing aggressive offense, perfect timing, and constant pressure. Inspired by Chinese martial arts and the wuxia tradition, the game blends fluid swordplay with dark fantasy elements and twisted folklore creatures. Early footage showcases incredibly polished animations, rapid combat flow, and striking weapon designs, including unconventional tools that add personality and spectacle to every encounter. The combat appears faster and more technical than similar titles, pushing players to master rhythm and positioning rather than rely on heavy builds. With its sharp presentation and confident identity, Phantom Blade Zero is shaping up to be one of the most exciting and visually memorable action RPGs coming in 2026. Blood of the Dawnwalker aims to breathe new life into the vampire action RPG genre through stylish combat and deep character customization. Set in a richly detailed gothic world, the game blends fast-paced melee attacks with supernatural ranged abilities, allowing players to fully embrace the fantasy of becoming a powerful, evolving vampire. Combat appears fluid and aggressive, designed to reward experimentation and expressive playstyles. Beyond the action, the game leans heavily into atmosphere and narrative-driven exploration, offering an open-ended structure that encourages discovery and player choice. The world itself plays a key role in storytelling, using environmental detail and tone to build immersion rather than relying solely on exposition. If it delivers on its ambitions, Blood of the Dawnwalker could stand out as a strong mix of power fantasy, stylish action, and dark narrative depth in 2026. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, marks Capcom's long-awaited return to one of its most iconic action franchises. Originally known for blending samurai combat with horror elements inspired by early Resident Evil, the series now appears to be merging both identities into a darker, more refined experience. The game throws players into a nightmarish world filled with grotesque enemies, while still emphasizing skill-based sword combat and controlled aggression. Early gameplay suggests a more grounded, precision-focused combat system, drawing comparisons to a restrained version of Devil May Cry rather than a traditional Soulslike. Parry timing and defensive mastery seem central to survival, creating tense encounters against swarms of supernatural foes. Backed by Capcom's consistently strong production values and polished presentation, Onimusha Way of the Sword looks ready to carve out its own identity while honoring the legacy of the series. Light No Fire represents Hello Games' most ambitious project yet, shifting focus from space exploration to a single, massive fantasy planet generated at an unprecedented scale. The entire world is said to be the size of Earth, offering seamless exploration across diverse biomes that aim to feel both procedural and carefully handcrafted. Survival elements, discovery, and emergent storytelling sit at the core of the experience. Rather than guiding players through a fixed narrative, the game emphasizes freedom and long-term exploration, encouraging personal stories to form naturally through interaction with the world. While questions remain about how dynamic moment-to-moment gameplay will feel at such a massive scale, Hello Games' deep experience with procedural technology inspires confidence. If the studio can balance scale with meaningful systems, Light No Fire could become one of the most unique and ambitious action RPG experiences of 2026. And of course, if you liked what you saw, consider leaving a like and subscribing. It's a huge support and helps the channel grow. Share your thoughts in the comments and tell us which game you're looking forward to the most. More upcoming games and future releases are on the way.